Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we have an absolutely incredible story for you. It all starts with a single scientific paper and ends with, you guessed it, a showdown between a block of wood and a speeding bullet. All right, let's get right into it. So could you really make ordinary wood stop a bullet? Well, that was the tantalizing question that came out of a 2018 paper in the journal Nature. The research suggested that, yeah, a new process for strengthening wood could actually lead to a kind of lightweight, low-cost armor. So, the creator of this project decided he was going to put that theory to the test. And this wasn't just a small experiment. It turned into a massive gamble that would seriously challenge his patience, his wallet, and of course, his scientific skills. Now, on paper, the process seemed pretty straightforward. Step 1, give the wood a chemical bath to get rid of some of its natural glue. Step 2, stick it in a hot press and squeeze it down to just 1/5 of its original thickness. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, here's the first major problem. The sheer force needed was immense. We're talking 725 pounds per square inch. That means that even for a tiny piece of wood, you'd need thousands and thousands of pounds of force to get it to compress. Yeah, so after realizing that, a panini press from his kitchen just wasn't going to cut it, he took a huge leap of faith. He spent $5,000 on a 400-pound industrial hydraulic press that had to be shipped from overseas. So how does this even work? It's actually pretty cool. The chemical bath doesn't destroy the wood or anything. All it does is remove some of that natural glue, a substance called lignin that holds all the strong cellulose fibers apart. Once that glue is gone, it creates all these little empty spaces, making the wood super compressible. Okay, so the massive press is finally set up. It is go time. He cooks the wood in the chemical solution for hours, cleans it all off, and then puts it in the press for an entire 24 hours. And the first result, it was actually really promising. The wood that came out was incredibly hard, super heavy. Honestly, it felt more like a piece of ceramic or hard plastic than it did actual wood. But, being hard is one thing. Can it actually stop something from hitting it? To find out, he started small. He pitted his new creation against a simple pellet from an air gun. And after all that time, all that money, and all that work, the result wasn't just a failure. It was, as he put it, comically bad. A total disaster. I mean, the pellet didn't just poke a hole through it. The entire block just shattered. It exploded into pieces. So the process had worked to make the wood incredibly hard, but it had also made it fatally brittle. And just to put this failure into perspective, check out the numbers. A real .22 caliber bullet has more than 16 times the energy of the little pellet that just blew this wood apart. The goal of stopping a real bullet seemed further away than ever. So he took a break, a 6-month hiatus actually, to build a whole new lab. And in that time, he realized something huge. The problem wasn't the chemistry. Something was going horribly wrong during the physical pressing step. He actually went back and re-watched the footage of his first attempt, and that's when he spotted the critical flaw. As the wood was being compressed, it wasn't just getting thinner, it was smearing outwards, spreading to the sides. And that movement was creating tiny cracks and fatal weaknesses all through the structure. The breakthrough wasn't more science, it was pure engineering. He designed and had a custom steel mold machined to act as a container. It would physically force the wood to compress perfectly straight down with absolutely nowhere to spread. And that mold was a complete game changer. The sample it produced was perfect, totally flat, zero cracks, and it just felt way, way more durable than anything he'd made before. This was it. This was the material he'd been trying to create all along. So now it was time to get back to the real challenge. He had this new, higher quality, perfectly compressed wood, but could it stand up to an actual firearm? And let's be clear, the challenge was about to escalate dramatically. The jump from that first little pellet to a .22 caliber bullet is a 16-fold increase in energy. And then, going from that to a standard 9mm round, the power more than doubles again. This is a serious test. First up, the .22 caliber test. One layer of the wood? Nope, bullet went straight through. But then he tried layering them. 2 layers? Success. The bullet was stopped, though the back of the wood got a bit damaged. And 3 layers? Complete success. The bullet was absolutely destroyed on impact. So he'd done it. He made wood that could stop a .22 bullet. But could you really call it bulletproof by modern standards? It had to face the final boss, the much more powerful 9mm. And in this amazing moment, captured right on camera, you can just feel the genuine shock and excitement. The 3-layer block of wood, it had done the impossible. Let's just take a second to look at this final comparison because it is astounding. Just 3 layers of his treated wood, only 1.5 inches thick, completely stopped that 9mm bullet. For comparison, the same bullet tore through 6 inches of regular pine boards like they were nothing. So, the real takeaway here isn't just that you can make wood stop a bullet. It's that scientific breakthroughs often depend on creative engineering. The science got him part of the way there, sure, but it was a simple custom machine steel box that actually solved the problem and unlocked the material's true potential. And this whole journey leaves you with a really fascinating thought, doesn't it? If we can turn something as common as wood into armor, what other incredible secrets are just hiding in all the everyday materials we see and use every single day?